Felicia at Davies Lane would like to know how we know the information is accurate.
Well, we check it. You know, that's the number one rule about journalism, is that you check your facts and you check for accuracy in a number of different places. If you see somewhere that something's happened, you don't just, you know, write that and assume it's true. You need to phone and check and make sure that it has happened. So it's just check, check, check.
South Coast Primary would like to know, how do you choose exciting headlines and what makes a good headline?
Well, a job of a headline, which is the bit across the top, or this one, sorted out. The job of a headline is to grab the attention of the reader, so that when you walk past the shops and you see a newspaper and you see a headline, you think, oh gosh, I wonder what that's about. That's the job of the headline. So when you've written the story, you sort of look back at it and think, okay, what's it about? Because you want to try and get across what the story's about, but also just grab the attention of the reader. Sometimes we spend ages thinking about headlines sometimes. It often takes longer to write those 3 or 4 words than to write the whole story. So I hope you get it right most of the time. It'd be interesting to see some of your ideas for headlines for some of the stories in the news today.
George Mitchell Primary would like to know, how many times do you read the newspaper before it's printed?
Oh gosh, I read it twice all the way through. First of all, just reading the stories and then reading it really carefully to check for spelling mistakes and for grammar and make sure it's all absolutely right. I think very occasionally little mistakes slip through because often when you're doing the news, things are happening very last minute and you're trying to get to press on time. But generally, I think there's very, very few mistakes. So I read it, the people that have written read it, we have the deputy editor reads it, so it's probably been read about 4 times, all in all, before it gets printed.
We're going to try and go over to Berkeley Primary School now to see if Zara can answer her question. Are you there, Zara?
How is the newspaper designed and how does it get printed out?
We heard you!
Yay!
It's designed by, we have a design editor who designs the paper for us, and the journalists write the stories and we choose the pictures. We get the pictures from various different agencies and photographers, and we sort of roughly put them on page, and then the designer makes it look how it looks, and then it goes to the printers. We turn the pages into PDFs, which then get sent to the printer. And they print it very, very quickly. It's really interesting. If you ever get a chance to go and visit a printer, please do. They have giant, giant rolls of paper that look like huge toilet rolls, to be honest. Huge, great thing. And there's 4 big vats of ink, only 4 colours. There's blue, red, yellow and black. And the 4 colours get mixed together as it goes through the presses and make every single colour you see in the paper. So there's no such thing as purple ink that you might see here. That's obviously the mixture of the blue and the red and probably a little bit of black in there. But it's really, really clever and it's so fast. And these giant toilet rolls you can watch, and then if you run to the other end, they come out just like this, folded newspapers. And it's all been cut and everything. It's really, really incredible to see. So if you ever get the chance, do go.
Excellent. Shania, LA St George here, would like to know, how stressful is it to work under tight deadlines and do you always succeed in meeting them?
Do we always succeed in meeting them?
Mostly.
Do you know what? I suppose it's a little bit stressful because we always want to get the very best stories in, and sometimes just as you're going to press, I remember when Prince William was getting engaged to Kate Middleton, that news story broke just as we were going to press. We'd finished the paper and then that came on the news and we thought, oh gosh, you know, we've got to get it in. So we had to very quickly try and change the paper to get that in, which we did. But you know, we have to be really careful because if we're late sending the paper, we can miss our press deadline, and if we don't get it to the printers on time, they'll be printing something else by then, and there won't be a paper. So we have to make sure that we do get that. But generally, sometimes we're about an hour late, but they've got used to us now because they know what we're like. We're trying to get the latest, latest news in. So, but we're generally pretty good.